Bon après-midi à tous et bienvenue dans cette édition spéciale consacrée à la Private Notice Question du leader de l'opposition à l'Assemblée nationale, la séance qui va débuter d'un moment à l'autre. Jean-Luc Émile, bon après-midi.
Bon après-midi, Nawaz.
Alors, la Private Notice Question du leader de l'opposition est adressée au Premier ministre, Ovin Boulel, puis envie connaît par rapport à l'enquête qui finit initiée la mort de Soopramanien Kistnen en octobre 2020. Est-ce qu'il Premier ministre pour de l'information avec le commissaire de police ben suspect qui finit arrêté et si oui, quand fin arrête ben suspect, si fin interrose c'est un suspect under warning et si oui, quand, si fin initier une enquête par rapport à la manière que l'autopsie est pratiquée sur le défunt. Et aussi, les demandent Premier ministre de l'information si la police fin donc récupère ben images de caméras Safe City par rapport au dernier trajet de Soopramanien Kistnen qui est sorti aux îles, qui a la Louise et à partir de la Louise, comment les fins arrivent à Telfer Moka que vous connaissez sur l'écho calciné qui a été retrouvé dans un champ de canne. Jean-Luc Émile, un PNQ qui fait la suite évidemment après l'affidavit de Vishal Shipchan.
Tout à fait. Alors, un affidavit qui polarise l'attention depuis ces dernières heures maintenant, mais il faut dire qu'il s'appelle PNQ-là, une PNQ qui nous déjà posé dans le passé par rapport à l'affaire Shipchan, donc qui finit tout le temps mettre les feux aux poudres au Parlement. Donc, encore une fois, là, la seule différence, c'est que le speakership est censé, Adrien Duval qui opère choix, comment il pour gérer cette PNQ qui s'annonce vraiment chaud parce que c'est un sujet en tout cas qui met l'opposition et que le gouvernement a couteau tiré depuis longtemps l'affaire Kistnen. Alors c'est l'affidavit là en toile de fond au Finjali Nawaz avec tout un élément d'information qui peut trouver le affidavit là et il peut venir corroborer avec un peu un élément qui nous a sorti dans le passé. Alors le Premier ministre qui pousse aux réponses par rapport à cela, mais en tout cas c'est qu'il nous capable de comprendre le leader de l'opposition sur question avec quelque part les inspirés d'un élément qui nous sorti dans l'affidavit pour revenir avec tout ce qui finit de dire jusqu'ici sur la question. Est-ce qu'il donc dans ma question supplémentaire Ovin Boulel pour revenir ce qui Shipchan finit de dire sur l'affidavit, est-ce que ça pour recevable nous pas connaît, c'est un grand point d'interrogation, mais pour l'heure nous sommes capables de comprendre que sa question là donc elle est revenue parce qu'il est éminemment politique. Nous connaissons très bien toute la portée de la situation avec l'affaire Kistnen, elle épine dans les pieds du gouvernement, mais là, comment donc le Premier ministre pour répondre à ça, est-ce que le Premier ministre lui-même pour répondre directement à la question, on ne le sait pas, mais en tout cas, donc c'est une PNQ qui pourra peut-être amener nous davantage d'éléments d'information, parce que dans le temps, il y a beaucoup de questions qui ne peuvent pas répondre sur cette affaire de Kistnen. Est-ce qu'il ne pourra pas gagner d'autres éléments de réponse? Donc on attend de voir cette réponse.
Alors forcément, c'est le Premier ministre qui vous besoin répondre parce qu'il est le ministre de l'Intérieur et la police tombe sous Pravin Jagnot et ce sera la première réaction de Pravin Jagnot après la publication
De
de
l'affidavit.
l'affidavit. Les points intéressants qu'on est qui Pravin Jagnat pour dire ça l'affidavit là. Et nous remarquons, Jean-Luc, qui Ovin Boulel fin spécifier une question, donc une question spécifique, la caméra Safe City. Et nous rappelle quand il y a l'enquête judiciaire, la mort de Kistnen en décembre 2020, quand il a initié donc l'enquête judiciaire à l'époque, tu peux dire qu'il peine les images de la caméra Safe City parce qu'après 30 jours, les images delete. Et là, donc, les bons connaissent qui fait une boulette peut revenir avec Safe City caméra et nous, sans bien sûr rentrer dans les détails de l'affidavit, Vishal Shipchan dit qu'il fin temper,
Avec caméra.
fin carrément une intervention en haut lieu pour qu'il déconnecte ma caméra. Donc ça, c'est l'allégation qu'il peut faire dans l'affidavit. Donc nous poursuivons tout ça lors de la PNQ avec donc la séance qui démarre en ce moment et bien sûr une séance présidée par Adrien Duval.
Announcement by Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, I have an announcement to make. The digital landscape of organisation, including parliaments and legislative bodies worldwide, has drastically changed, and more so as we enter a new age driven by technologies and artificial intelligence. As we face the future, the digital transformation of the National Assembly is a vital step towards ensuring its efficiency and transparency. The objective of a digital transformation strategy is to propel our legislative body into a new era. This strategy will uphold the principles of our democracy by providing an unprecedented level of clarity and accessibility to all citizens of Mauritius. Our vision is to create a modern legislative body that leverages the latest digital technologies to enhance its operation and public engagement. And by achieving these objectives, we will not only streamline our processes, but also strengthen the bond between the government and the citizens that it serves. The main components of this strategy are as follows. First, AI chatbots. Chatbot platforms will be used to assist citizens navigating our services for general inquiries. This will ensure a better understanding of the standing orders, rules, and other provisions relating to parliamentary procedure. Second, tools and applications. The strategy will comprise of interactive tools and applications for all citizens to foster greater interaction with Parliament. These tools will enable citizens to better engage with their representatives and stay informed about parliamentary activities. Third, live transcription. Our live streaming of parliamentary proceedings will be accompanied by live in-house captioning in both English and French. This will promote accessibility and inclusion by allowing more citizens to follow and understand our legislative process. Fourth, speech translation. English and French translation will be made available on our existing Parliament TV channel, video on demand, streaming platform. Fifth, hands-on production. Generative AI will also be introduced within the existing hands-on cycle for instant transcription of the House proceedings. This will significantly reduce the time and effort required to produce accurate records of our debates and discussions. Sixth, open data initiative. Legislative data and documents will be published in open formats to facilitate public access and research in order to encourage civic engagement and academic research. Seven, workflow automation. Workflow automation with generative AI will be integrated within the legislative processes, such as bill drafting, amendment tracking, and committee workflows, in order to streamline these processes. However, the documents will still be manually reviewed to ensure complete accuracy. And finally, 8, the timeline. The timeline and roadmap for this digital transformation are ambitious, yet achievable. The strategy is to achieve quick wins within the coming month the chatbots, the development of interactive tools and application, the live transcription, and the open data initiative. By next year, the implementation of the live captioning of proceedings is expected to be completed, and over the next 3 years, the digitalization of our archives will be completed, and routine processes will be automated. The digital transformation of the National Assembly is a bold step toward a more efficient, transparent, and inclusive legislative body. The support of all stakeholders, including members of the Assembly, staff, and citizens, will be required to engage this initiative. I have consulted the Leader of the House and the Deputy Speaker who support this initiative. Honourable members, together we can transform the Assembly into a groundbreaking parliamentary institution that not only meets the demands of our time, but also sets a standard for others to follow. I thank you for your attention.
Papers have been laid. Question.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, I have given notice of the following private notice question to ask the Honourable Prime Minister, Minister of Defence, Home Affairs and External Communication, Minister for Rodrigue, Outer Island and Territorial Integrity, whether, in regard to the inquiries initiated into the death of Mr. S.K. in October 2020, he will, for the benefit of the House, obtain from the Commissioner of Police information as to if any suspects have been arrested, and if so, when, and 2, interrogated under warning, and if not, when, and if so, when, sorry. B, any inquiry with regard to the way in which the autopsy was performed has been completed, and C, the police has retrieved any safe city images in relation to the deceased's last trip to La Louise and how he reached Telfair.
Mr. Speaker, sir, given that the opposition is once again raising this matter in this August Assembly, let me refer the Honourable Leader of the Opposition to the replies I made to private notice questions on 18th of October 2022 and on 14th of May 2024, as well as Parliamentary Question B/412 of 9th of May 2023, wherein I informed the House of the police inquiry initiated into the death of late Mr. S.K. and also the institution of a judicial inquiry which was followed by a further police investigation. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I had stated on 18th of October 2020, one Mrs. P.R.M., no calling, at about 17:30 hours, whilst proceeding to her place through a sugarcane truck, noticed that part of the standing sugarcane field was burned, and she further noticed a dead body. She immediately alerted police officers who were in a police van patrolling in the vicinity. The case was attended by police officers of Muka Police Station, and at around 1800 hours, an inert body was discovered thereafter. The body was in a supine position and appeared to be burnt together with the part of the sugarcane field. The locus was cordoned off. The scene of crime officers and forensic scientific officers, as well as other police agencies, attended the scene of crime. The body was removed for autopsy. On 19th of October 2020, the said body was identified to be that of one Mr. S.K., age 52 years, job contractor, residing along Royal Road, Montaille-Ori. The cause of death was certified to be due to pulmonary edema. During the examination of the locus, one burnt mobile phone was also secured, which was in turn referred for examination at the police IT unit and forensic science laboratory. According to the Forensic Science Laboratory, a partial DNA profile extracted from the mobile phone could not be identified, nor could it be referred to a foreign laboratory for further examination. Subsequently, Mr. J.M.M., watchman, was interrogated by the police, and he stated that the sugarcane field where the dead body was found on 18th of October 2020 is the property of Mont Désert Alma Sugar Estate. He further stated that on 17th of October 2020, at about 9:30 hours, he had noticed that fire broke out in the said standing sugarcane field. However, he did not call on the locus as the said fire had doused and the extent of damage was not consequent. He later informed his superior officer about the incident but did not report the matter to the police, as according to their policy, they report cases where the damage of sugarcane field is in excess to 1 acre. As I have already stated, on 14th of January 2021, the police has also issued a communique offering a reward of 400,000 rupees to any person who could provide information to the police on the case. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am further informed by the Commissioner of Police that during the course of the investigation, the wife of deceased stated that her husband was a job contractor but was not working for the past month as he had undergone a surgery at Candace Hospital and he bore stitches at his abdomen. He was facing financial difficulty and was unable to repay several debts he had contracted over the recent month. At times, he used to accompany his friend, one Mr. S.C., on a site of work at Kaludin. Mrs. S.K. had stated that on 16th of October 2020, at about 6 hours in the morning, the said Mr. S.C. picked him up in his car. On that day, he was wearing a shirt color red, a pair of jeans color black, and a pair of sports shoes color black, make Nike. He also took his backpack of color black and brown, which contained his personal papers, bandages, and medicines, as well as 2 cellular phones. Since then, he never came back. On 18th of October 2020, at about 2200 hours, she was informed by the police about the discovery of the corpse of her husband. Mr. Speaker, sir, as the House is aware, a judicial inquiry into the death of Mr. SK was held before the District Court of Mocha. The judicial inquiry started on 4th of December 2020 and was completed on 21st of November 2021. The district magistrate forwarded her findings to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Subsequently, on 26th of January 2022, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions had advised the police to carry out an in-depth investigation with utmost diligence and professionalism on the death of late SK, covering the following issues. 1. Employment of the deceased wife as constituency clerk. 2. Alleged malpractices during the last general elections with reference to Kistnen papers. 3. Alleged blackmailing by deceased to Honorable Y.S. regarding the award of contracts by STC and other parastatal bodies during the COVID-19 lockdown in 2020. And 4. The way autopsy was performed over deceased by the police medical officer. Following the advice of the DPP, the police initiated further investigation into the case. As regards the issue of employment of the deceased wife as constituency clerk, I am informed that inquiry has been completed by Central CID and statements from 10 persons had been recorded. On 26th of June 2023, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions had advised that Honorable Y.S. be prosecuted for the offense of forgery in a private writing. On 21st of July 2023, the case was lodged before the Intermediate Court. On 30th of May 2024, the magistrate of the Intermediate Court has pronounced a judgment dismissing the case, and I will quote some extracts in relation to Mrs. S.K., who was witness number 3 in this case, as follows. I quote, "I have had the benefit of seeing and observing witness 3 throughout her testimony, as well as assessing her demeanor in court. The testimony of witness 3 is riddled with inconsistencies and contradictions on matters of substance, as explained in my analysis above. I find that the unexplained shortcomings in witnesses number 3's testimony, when taken as a
Specific question to the Prime Minister. And
Honourable,
instead, there's an onslaught on the character of the widow.
Honourable,
What do you
Honourable,
mean?
Honourable Bulel. Honourable Leader of Opposition, he has started to answer. Let the Prime Minister continue.
So where was I, Mr. Speaker? No point of order. What is it that you want? You are nowhere? Oh.
Yes, Honourable Prime Minister, please. Let's
Well,
continue.
but
Please
he's
no
interrupting me.
interruptions.
He's making silly comments.
Yes. Honourable Mohammed,
He should
please.
He should allow
Yes,
his answer peacefully.
Honourable,
Monsieur le Président, puisque le Premier ministre, on est point d'ordre, puisque le Premier ministre ne répond pas directement à la question du leader de l'opposition,
Right.
est-ce que le Premier ministre peut déclarer ses intérêts directs dans cette affaire?
Honourable Ashebaden, order. No. Order. This is not a point of order. Order. You will allow the Prime Minister to continue? You will allow him to continue? It is not a point of order, please.
Brûlé. On 30th, let me start again from where I was. On 30th of May 2024, the magistrate of the Intermediate Court has pronounced her judgment dismissing the case. And I will quote some extracts in relation to Mrs. S.K., who was witness 3 in this case, as follows, and I quote. This is what the magistrate said. I have had the benefit of seeing and observing witness 3 throughout her testimony, as well as assessing her demeanor in court.
Mr. Speaker.
The testimony of witness 3
I have
is
ruled
riddled
already. I have
with
ruled already.
inconsistency.
No. Wait, honourable members, wait. Listen. I have ruled already. If your point of order relates to his answer, the Prime Minister has his answer. I cannot direct him as to what answer to give. He is free to give his answer, and you will have questions at the end. But you may not keep interrupting.
But he can continue being irrelevant.
Yes. Continue.
Point of order. Avocat, ça. Point of order.
Please.
Lawyers.
Honourable Mohammed.
Bien, Manchulu.
Honourable Mohammed. Honourable Mohammed. Honourable Mohammed. Honourable Mohammed.
Yes, sir.
I would ask you to withdraw what you have just said
I withdraw what I just said.
and apologize.
Apologize to whom? To whom?
You have order.
I withdraw. I just apologize.
We'll continue. Honourable Prime Minister.
Never practice as a lawyer. I mean,
Honourable Mohammed, if you continue to disrupt, I will be forced. Don't force me. Okay? Honorable Prime Minister. Honorable Mohammed, I am warning you now. No, let it be clear. I am warning you. Don't force my hand. Honorable Bhagwan, you've just resumed service. Let proceedings continue. Order, Honorable Bhagwan. Honorable Bhagwan, order. Honorable members, I am on my feet. Honorable Bhagwan, you will respect the order in this assembly. You will respect the order in this assembly. Okay? You will respect it. I am warning you, Honorable Bhagwan. I am warning you. I am warning you, do not obstruct proceedings in this house. You are being warned. Do you want to go out, Honorable Bhagwan? Would you like to go out, Honorable Bhagwan? Would you like to go out? I am giving you a last chance. You are obstructing proceedings in this house. It is a private, I am on my feet. It is a private notice question of serious importance. And you're going to obstruct proceedings like this? If you want to go out, you continue. If you want to go out, you continue. We will resume.
Qui te veut dresser? Il faut garer avec toi. Un lampoule brûlée.
Honorable Sevaden. Honorable Sevaden. Honorable Sevaden. Order! Order! Honorable Sevaden. Honorable members, order. I have just stated, Honorable Lejonga, I am talking. I have just stated that if you want to lose time, you can continue like this. It is a PNQ of national importance. If you do not stop obstructing the answer and the proceedings, I will have to take action. I've already warned, and I will.
Mr. Speaker, can I have your guidance, please?
We will at a later stage. Honorable Prime Minister, please.
So I was quoting
Honorable, please. Please, Prime Minister, please.
I was quoting what the
Yes.
learned
Continue.
magistrate had stated, and I quote, "I have had the benefit of seeing and observing witness-free throughout her testimony, as well as assessing her demeanor in court. The testimony of witness-free is riddled with inconsistencies and contradictions on matters of substance, as explained in my analysis above. I find that the unexplained shortcomings in witness number 3's testimony, when taken as a whole and considered in their entirety, affect the credibility of witness 3. Also, I cannot lose sight of the fact that witness 3 has lied in an affidavit, which was the basis of a case before a court of law. Witness 3 did not strike me as a witness of truth," unquote. Furthermore, the learned magistrate stated the following, and I quote, "When all the matters considered above regarding the weight to be attached to the testimony of witness 3 are taken as a whole and considered in their entirety, the cumulative effect of the same sheds serious doubt on the veracity of such testimony and the possibility of witness 3 having a purpose of her own to serve in alleging that she was not employed as constituency clerk by the accused cannot be excluded."
Honorable Leader of the Opposition, please. Honorable Leader of the Opposition, you will have ample time. You're wasting your own time. You are wasting the time now. Please.
Maybe he has not heard properly what the learned magistrate said. The possibility, Honorable Bulel, listen carefully, of witness 3 having a purpose of her own to serve in alleging that she was not employed as constituency clerk by the accused cannot be excluded. In view of the nature of the prosecution evidence, which is tainted with inconsistencies and material contradictions, I find that a serious doubt has been raised as regards the charge level against the accused, unquote. The learned magistrate also stated that, and I quote, the prosecution having failed to establish beyond reasonable doubt that the said declaration form has been forged as averred, the charge of making use of a forged document under count 2 cannot stand because lorsque la pièce falsifiée n'offre pas les éléments d'un faux criminel, l'usage de cette pièce ne peut constituer le crime d'usage de faux. Unquote. The learned magistrate therefore dismissed the information on both counts 1 and 2. Mr. Speaker, sir, as for the alleged malpractices during the last general elections, with reference to Kistnen papers, an inquiry was instituted at the Central CID, following a correspondence from the Electoral Commissioner. The said correspondence, inter alia, enclosed a letter dated 9th of January 2021 from Résistance et Alternative Party. The letter referred to alleged breaches of some provisions of the Representation of the People Act, most specifically, with regard to expenses incurred by some candidates and election agents during the National Assembly elections of 2019. The case is still under investigation, and so far 11 statements from 9 persons have been recorded. Mr. Speaker, sir, with regard to the alleged blackmailing of Mr. Y.S. by the deceased regarding the award of contracts by STC and other parastatal bodies during the COVID-19 lockdown in 2020, the case, which had been referred to the then ICAC for investigation, has now been taken over by the Financial Crimes Commission. Investigation into the matter is ongoing. As regards the way autopsy was performed over deceased by the police medical officer, I am informed the inquiry has been completed. Mr. Speaker, sir, in regard to part A1 of the question, I am informed by the Commissioner of Police that during the course of the initial investigation, 98 persons were interrogated by the CCID and their respective statements recorded. So far, there has been no arrest and the inquiry is ongoing. As regards part A2 of the question, 5 persons were interrogated under warning and several statements were recorded from them between 20th of July 2021 and 10th of June 2022. Mr. Speaker, sir, as regards part B of the question, as I have already stated, the inquiry has been completed. To that effect, further statements were recorded from the police medical officer who had maintained the findings and conclusion contained in his autopsy report. On 12th of July 2022, a request was forwarded by police to IHP Group, Institut d'Histopathologie from France, to examine samples, specimen of lungs, tissues, in order to have a second opinion. On 14th of October 2022, the said institute corroborated the report of the police medical officer. As regards part C of the question, I am further informed that during the investigation, the police had retrieved all available footages from safe city cameras, by way of which the deceased could be found alighting a motorbus at Rosehill bus stand at about 1200 hours on the 16th of October 2020. Police had also applied for judge's order with a view to access data in relation to the phone of the deceased. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am also informed that the following actions were initiated by police after advice tendered by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions following findings of judicial inquiry. The different units of the CCID have held case conferencing to discuss issues with respect to the cases under reference. Correspondences have been sent to the then ICAC on issues relating to contracts allotted in the 2020 confinement period. The matter has now been taken over by the FCC. There has been exchange of correspondence to the Forensic Science Laboratory on further examination of cellular phone in an overseas lab. Services of the Attorney General's Office were enlisted, and a request for mutual legal assistance was made with the US authorities for information from Facebook on possible exchange of messages. However, the US authorities has informed that such information is not available. And several persons were interviewed anew with respect to their email addresses for further investigation. Mr. Speaker, sir, let me reiterate that I, as Prime Minister, I am as concerned as the close ones of late Mr. SK to see a speedy completion of the police inquiry in this matter, and keen to see that the perpetrator or perpetrators of this heinous crime are brought to justice and made to pay for their acts. Let me also restate in unequivocal terms that I will see to it that the rule of law prevails and that any individual or group of persons who directly or indirectly have conspired to tarnish the image and reputation of innocent people or institutions through this case will have to assume their responsibilities and bear consequences of their action. Nonetheless, police inquiry will pursue and action will be taken without fear or favor.
Yes, Honourable Leader of the Opposition. You will be given additional time, yes.
Mr. Speaker, this is the biggest cover-up in relation to the reply. And I ask the question. In a reply to the then Leader of Opposition, Honourable Zavi Tuval, on the 18th October 2022, the Prime Minister stated that they were eager to see a speedy completion of the police inquiry in this matter. Can the Prime Minister inform the House what steps, if any, have been taken to bring a speedy completion of the police inquiry?
Well, Mr. Speaker, sir, I have always maintained the same position, namely that police is inquiring to the matter, and I'm not the inquiring officer, I'm not the institution to inquire, so I will depend and I will rely on any progress that police is making. So the inquiry is not yet completed as yet.
Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, let me come to video footages. All video footages belonging to the Safe City architecture are stored on a cloud system. Video footages with regard to Kistnen murder are still there. Will the Prime Minister give a firm undertaking to this House that these footages will be retrieved?
Footages is the Honourable Leader of the Opposition talking about. He knows that they are in cloud. I think his head is in a cloud because if he knows, he can always go to the police and tell the police that he has evidence that there are footages and they are in a cloud. As far as I have answered, this is what I have been informed by the police. They have secured whatever footages from the Safe City cameras, and they are, of course, they must have been looking at all those footages, and whatever evidence they have, they will proceed on that.
Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yes, let me now come to specimen that was sent to the Institute of North. Now, other Prime Minister stated the sample of, in the PNQ asked by my colleague, Honorable Shakil Mohamed, that the sample of lungs was sent to the Pathology Institute of Nantes. Can he table the second opinion from the said institute if he has that information?
Well, certainly not, Mr. Speaker, sir, because the inquiry is not completed. How can I table documents from an inquiry which is ongoing?
Now, notwithstanding the specimen of lungs sent to the Pathology Institute of Nantes, will the Prime Minister state whether any other specimen, including soft tissue from the neck of the disease, was sent for investigation to confirm that it was death by strangulation?
Well, I cannot say what kind of a specimen has been sent to the...
Honorable Leader of Opposition, please.
Mr. Speaker,
Please.
on a point of order, the Honorable Leader of the Opposition has to withdraw this, that this is a cover-up.
Yes. Honorable Leader of the Opposition, please. Let the exercise
Right,
continue.
I'll go to the next question.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, has the Prime...
Answering.
Please come.
Yeah. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I can only gather information from the police. And of course, I have been told that they wanted to seek a second opinion with regard to the autopsy report that has been drawn by the police medical officer. I was told that specimens have been sent to the IHP group of France, and they have confirmed the findings of the autopsy report of the police medical officer. Now, I cannot say what specimen or what tissue has been sent to them. Of course, I can try to find this information. And if I am advised, I say if I'm advised to give further information on that, of course I will. But as I say, this is a matter which is ongoing, and inquiry is ongoing, and I don't think it would be proper for me to give particular details about especially autopsy report.
Yes, Honorable Leader of the Opposition.
Yes. Now, has the Prime Minister been apprised by the Commissioner of Police of two correspondences from Mr. Sipchan dated 25th October 2021 and early November 2021 sent by registered post addressed to the Commissioner of Police and then officer in charge of the CCID, Herman Janki, in relation to the murder case of Kistnen?
Mr. Speaker, sir, the honourable member is relying on supposedly allegations or evidence of one Mr. Sipchan. He mentioned his name. That's why I can mention his name. You know, first of all, let us see who is this person, Mr. Sipchan. And I have been informed by the Commissioner of Police that he has previously been involved in numerous criminal cases, such as criminal intimidation, threatening verbally, assault with premeditation, breach of computer misuse, dealing and possession of drugs, possession of firearm with intent to endanger life, damaging motor vehicles, and sequestration. And this, if I can call him gentleman, he has just shown an affidavit drawn by an Atone Atlo who is an active member of the Labour Party. And he's talking about Mr. Sipchan having returned to the police. Does he know, does the honourable member know, leader of the opposition know, that the police had interrogated Mr. Sipchan in the past, and he has said that he doesn't know anything, he is not involved in this, and he doesn't know anything about the Kistnen murder. This is what he has stated. Now, Now, further, let us
Order, please.
let us see, Mr. Speaker, sir. This same gentleman, I be having the paper somewhere, because I have also gone through his this affidavit that he has. Well, I must say, tissue of lies. Tissue of lies. At paragraph 30. At paragraph 30, this is what he said under oath in his affidavit. In or about early January 2022, I met with Manan Faku to discuss some religious and social activities. He thereafter requested me to accompany him to Vakwa in a meeting that he had with Mr. Basdeo Sitaram, also called Basdeo Sitaram, the blew-out boy of the inner circle of the MSM. He said in or about early January 2022, he met Manan Faku. Manan Faku passed away on 22nd of January 2021.
Order! Order! Honourable members, order! I can't hear. Honourable members, the Prime Minister is talking. Honourable Gobin, order please.
Il doit avoir rencontré, M. Shipchen doit avoir rencontré le fantôme de M. Manan Faku. And this is the kind of people on which the leader of the opposition is relying to put questions.
Honourable Mohammed. Honourable Mohammed.
Oh, you pass on?
Thank
you
you.
give up? You give up? Really about
Last question after. Please, there's not much time
Mr.
left.
Speaker, I'd like to ask the Honourable Prime Minister the following question. Since he says that he is interested in finding the truth, could he try to find out and tell us whether he can obtain the information from the Commissioner of Police if he doesn't have it, or if he has it? Why is it and how is it that a police force whom we are supposed to trust cannot in any way explain how is it that CCTV, safe city cameras, present less than 300 meters away from the scene where the dead body was recovered of Mr. Kistnen, how is it that during the preliminary inquiry, the very safe city cameras that his services are responsible for, the services of the Prime Minister, has simply, purely and simply been removed, and images from that particular camera have simply disappeared? Is that a coincidence that comforts him?
Honourable Mohammed, you're now making a statement.
That's a question. Is that a coincidence?
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm not aware about what footages the police has in their possession when they had retrieved any footage from any camera which they think probably would be relevant to this case. How do I know that? I am not in possession. But let me say one thing, because and especially to Honourable Mohammed, you know, I must say it is a very unfortunate case that up till now, when there is suspicion that a murder has been committed, that the police is still inquiring, and we have not been able, police has not been able to at least identify a suspect. Right? I say again, this is very, very unfortunate. Now, but this is not the first time that this is happening. The way the opposition talks about this case, it's as if it is only under this government that it is the first time that this is happening. There have been cases in the past. If I may mention a few of them, one that will certainly ring a bell in the minds of some of the members of the opposition, especially of the Labour Party, is the murder of Rajeshwar Indar. Now, Rajeshwar Indar, you know, he was, and this is, it's good to know what has happened. If I can retrieve my information. Well, anyway, I have it in mind. What has happened? Mr. Rajeshwar Inda was given a letter of reservation of a prime land at Balaklava at the time when the Labour Party was in government. And thereafter, and I don't want to make any allegation, thereafter he was...
Point of order. This has nothing to do with the question.
Eh, t'arrêtes, non,
Honorable Mohammed. Honorable Mohammed. Yes. Okay, order. Honorable Prime Minister, please. But confine, please. Honorable Prime Minister, if you can
and
finish
thereafter,
your answer and please finish your...
Yeah, and I was saying thereafter,
I'm giving you additional time.
trying to
Yes, I
find
hope you realize.
this information. And thereafter, anyway, and thereafter he was poisoned, he was killed, he was murdered, and the police had conducted an inquiry, and there was a judicial inquiry. The judicial inquiry revealed that, the finding of the magistrate, that he had not committed suicide, and that there was a clear case of foul play. And, well, the Labour Party has been in government for how many years now? From 2005 to...
Order, please. Honorable Kira, please. Let's hear the reply.
So, from 2005 to 2014, the police of the Labour Party was not even able to at least come to a conclusion. And this is not the first case. There has been the case of Miss Nadine Carole Dantier also. And there are other cases also, the case of Mrs. Vanessa Pouron, Mrs. Alima Awazil, and so I can cite a number of cases. So again, let me say, not because there are cases which has not been elucidated in the past, that there is justification not to elucidate cases where there has been a suspicion of murder.
Yes, Honorable Leader of Opposition, your last question.
Thank you very much. I will put my last question for you today, Prime Minister. Now, his inner circle has been accused of orchestrating the murder of Mr. Kistnen.
No.
There is now
No. This is most improper. You are now imputing, Honorable Boulel, I am talking. You are casting aspersions, very serious aspersions. Please, rephrase your question.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister has opened the door by referring to the affidavit. He has referred and quoted from the affidavit. He has made it a live issue.
Honorable Boulel, this is your last question.
I'm referring because Prime Minister referred to the...
I can't hear.
Prime Minister referred to the affidavit, sworn affidavit, and I will refer to specific paragraph of this affidavit. He's the one who started it. Now, and what it says, the same, Basdev Sitaram, also known as, also told Manan Fatou to be more patient regarding payment of his dues. And Mr. Soviladev has sent
Order!
the paid by Mrs. Komika Jagannath Boramdari, the wife of the Prime Minister, from the black money kept as shady, as fictitious trading name.
Honorable Leader of Opposition. Okay, right. Table it and put your question.
This is the question.
No, you have already quoted. Put the question.
Now that the names have been mentioned, I would like to know whether
Honorable
these...
Mohammed. No, he's answering and you're asking for additional time. Look at the time. I'm going to stop if you're on your side.
Now that the names have been mentioned, will they be cases for investigation? Will they be investigated and will they be interrogated? Yes.
Let me tell you, let me tell the Honourable Leader of the Opposition that there are two persons whose names have been cited in this affidavit who have already made a declaration to the police and have asked the police to inquire.
Let him answer. Honorable Boulel. Let him answer now.
And again, you are referring to an affidavit. How can we take this affidavit seriously when somebody is saying that he has met Mr. Faku when Mr. Faku had already passed away? What is this? Nonsense.
Time is over. Time is over. Time is over. Honorable Asevaden. Honorable Asevaden. Behave yourself. Honorable Boulel. Honorable Asevaden. Honorable members. Honorable Asevaden. Honorable Asevaden, why do you disobey my authority? Do you want to go up? But why do you disobey my authority? Don't argue with me. Do yourself a favor. Don't argue with me. Time is over. You've had ample time. You should be grateful. Now let the business continue. Or you're going to go out.
Private members' motion.
Next. Yes, Honorable Abbas Mahmoud.
Private members' motion.
Honorable Abbas Mahmoud.
Voilà donc nonsense, un tissu de mensonges. Voilà la première réaction du Premier ministre Pravin Jagnnath à l'Assemblée nationale suite à l'affidavit de Vishal Shipchand. Nous revenons de là dans un petit moment, mais d'abord nous guette la réponse de Pravin Jagnnath par rapport à la question principale que le leader de l'opposition Avin Boulel fin pose lui. Pravin Jagnnath peut dire que l'enquête, la façon que l'autopsie t'y fait, eh bien l'enquête fin complétée, de pas plus l'information là. Il dit que dans le meurtre de Kistnen, Ziscalais pas fin arrêt personne, mais fin interroge 5 personnes under warning de juillet 2021 à juin 2022, et au total fin interroge 98 personnes, mais 5 under warning, pas d'arrestation jusqu'ici. Et concernant images des caméras Safe City, Pravin Jagnnath dit que la police récupère, et il dit ça très bien, police retrieve all available images. Le mot available, il a tout sur l'importance, veut dire les images qui sont disponibles, la police récupère, ça mène les images là, et dans ces images, que Kistnen, Tilo, et Bistop, Rosil, le 16 octobre 2020. Et donc, par rapport à une question supplémentaire qui finit lieu par la suite, Avin Boulel peut dire, d'après sur l'information, ça mène des images qui supposément pas disponibles. Il peut dire que toutes les images disponibles finissent dans un cloud system. Et il peut demander Pravin Jagnnath si pour récupérer ces images-là depuis le cloud system. Pravin Jagnnath dit qu'il n'est pas au courant si il y a des images qui finissent être stockées dans un cloud system. Par la suite, bien sûr, donc le débat finit l'affidavit de Kistnen. Et là, Pravin Jagnnath finit dire que l'affidavit de Shipchand, pardon. Pravin Jagnnath finit dire que Vishal Shipchand, c'est un dimoun qui a démêlé avec la police. Il est impliqué dans plusieurs cas criminels dans le passé. Et il dit que dans le passé, la police qui interroge Shipchand dans le passé. Et Shipchand dit qu'il n'est pas connu dans l'affaire Kistnen. C'est ce que Pravin Jagnnath vient de dire au Parlement. Il dit que l'affidavit là, c'est un tissu de mensonges. Et il dit, Pravin Jagnnath cite paragraphe 30 de l'affidavit que Shipchand dit qu'il utilise Manan Faku en janvier 2022 pour discuter l'eau cisé religieux et social. Et il dit qu'après, il demande pour accompagner à Vakwa d'une réunion qu'il était supposément avec M. Basu Sitaram, the Blue-Eyed Boy of the Inner Circle of the MSM. Pravin Jagnnath peut poser la question, il peut dire qui manière dans l'affidavit, Shipchand dit qu'en janvier 2022, il utilise Manan Faku, alors qu'en janvier 2021, Manan Faku est fini décédé. Et là, Jean-Luc Émile, après cette grosse contradiction, grosse inexactitude qui est là dans l'affidavit là, certainement, Pravin Jagnnath, le gouvernement, l'OMSM, pour dire que l'affidavit en entier a été décrédibilisé parce qu'il y a là, effectivement, il y a un gros issue dans l'affidavit de janvier 2022 alors qu'il m'a fait Tifinimo. Donc, ça remet en cause sérieusement maintenant la crédibilité de l'affidavit.
Tout à fait. Et de quoi il en retourne exactement? Est-ce que c'est une erreur de frappe? Est-ce qu'il, dans ce ban fait, dans ce ban, donc date, n'est pas précis? Donc, tout cela, les rédacteurs de l'affidavit pour bien capable de répondre à la question-là. Mais, donc, sa PNQ là, en tout cas, permet-nous, bon, révine le bon élément de réponse qui nous a connu dans le passé, sauf qui, Richard Shipton, fin des êtres interrogés par la police, à l'élément là, jamais le parti connaît ça.
Ouais.
Donc, qui moment, Richard Shipton, si interrogé, il n'y a pas aucune date par rapport à cela. Ça aussi, peut-être, nous avons d'avocat de Richard Shipton pour connaître si, effectivement, c'est au courant qu'il dit qu'il n'est pas connu dans ces affaires-là. Donc, c'est un élément que le Premier ministre a amené là, il est bien important parce que Richard Shipton vient dire qu'il, selon la police, qu'il n'est pas connu et là, il vient avec un affidavit qui nous sortit, quand il raconte une semaine de details, donc tout un événement qui est là par rapport à cela. Alors, ban élément qui nous expecte sorti là-dedans, pas fin vraiment sorti, hein, donc le final quand même gain plus de détails, caméra de surveillance, mais le Premier ministre fait un peu botton touche par rapport à ça, il peut dire que tout ban images, comme on finit de dire, qui est disponible, la police fin prend, mais c'est vrai qu'il y a une fait qui le tempering de ban caméra de surveillance, sa question-là demeure et il y a quand même beaucoup d'affaires qui ont causé le ban caméra de surveillance dans ces affaires-là, avec beaucoup d'observateurs trouvent pas normal qui par ici suivent donc Soopramanien Kistnen dans ce trajet quand les sorties l'obispo puis il n'y a aucune trace de lui alors qu'il y a une caméra de surveillance là ça trajet là. Donc voilà ce qui nous reteniait de sa PNQ là, mais en même temps une pédalier une PNQ qui est éminemment politique avec un nom qui est pas le Premier ministre fin du pain béni à l'opposition parce que c'est une occasion servi l'affidavit pour mentionner un point qui dit à la deuil non donc c'est un proche qui figure dans l'affidavit. Le Premier ministre fin soigneusement évite de répondre sa partie là, mais nous comprenons que pour le gouvernement l'affidavit donc c'est un tissu de mensonges et qu'il ne peut pas accorder crédit à ce document.
Voilà, donc il est presque 17h. D'un petit moment, vous êtes à rendez-vous avec Elodie Domaine pour le grand journal. Et puis tout juste après, restez branchés, le Radio Plus, le plateforme du Défi Média, nous pour réviner dans l'affidavit de Richard Shipton dans l'émission Au cœur de l'info avec un panel d'invités qui pour le mot plateau. Restez branchés Radio Plus.